The internet has long told us how to be high value. A high value woman or an alpha man. You need better clothes, better hair and makeup, how to sit, how to eat, how to get confidence, blah blah. But it is shallow and often fleeting. What if I told you about a baseline so good you'd be able to get out of any rock bottom, any patterns of jealousy or insecurity, self doubt, and fear of failure? Here's the concept of having high self esteem. First, I want to start by telling you what self esteem is and why a high self esteem is so important for us. For this, I've read and referenced the book The Six Pillars of Self Esteem by Nathaniel Branden, and it's changed my perspective on every single thing in my life and how I have attracted it, good or bad. The number one shock point for me was in the book when the author said that self esteem is a basic need for us right after food, water, and shelter, and it can even help us get all three of them. And somehow it is our childhood beliefs and systems that were given to us from our ancestors and from their thought beliefs that shape our self esteem. Those inherited fears sometimes also keep us from taking higher risks and going only after the known life paths in our life and not deviating from any of it. And also to just seek things that are easy and comfortable. Ironically, it translates in today's world as getting desk jobs and that being the comfort, and it also keeps us from going after higher risk and higher rewards and sometimes high debt businesses. This was shown in the 2013 Emory University study in which they had a bunch of rats smell the scent of cherry blossom, and after that they would electrocute them, and they found out that in the later generations, in the offsprings of those rats, whenever they smelled the smell of cherry blossom, they would share the same fear. Now, there is no one way to live life, and I personally feel like for me, I would like to find out what really excites me, and I don't want to just live by the fears indoctrinated into me, and I want to explore things for myself and by myself. By definition, the core idea of self esteem is confidence in our ability to think, in coping with the basic challenges in our lives, and the confidence in our right to be happy and successful, and having the feelings of being worthy, deserving, and entitled to our needs and wants. And that helps us achieve our values and actually enjoy the fruits of our labor. I feel like if you read the book, you'll want to highlight every single line of it because it just left that good of an impression on me. And I'll also just use a yellow font to paste quotes that I like from that book as they are. And even though the idea for this video started out with me just exploring what self belief is and how I developed it and how other people have, and then I find that self belief and self esteem are just synonymous. When we have lower self esteem, our thoughts and beliefs become muddy and evasive, and that uncertainty shows up in the way we speak and the way we act. And it might also just give us anxiety even doing our day to day tasks. You might sabotage good things coming your way, promotions, good relationships, just because you think you do not deserve those things. And in a human brain, it is often more comfortable to have outcomes that we have already thought were for us. And that is why I am trying to build high self esteem, because I do not want to just find peace in those beliefs and reinforcing them instead of updating them and just challenging them with new and better things. Now, the book talks about six pillars of self esteem, and the first pillar is about living consciously. It involves being present in the moment, looking at the reality of our life, being aware and conscious instead of drifting through life unconsciously and by autopilot. You should always start with honesty about how your thoughts, habits, and actions are. When you're faced with an obstacle, what's your first course of action? Who do you call? Are you giving the control of finding solutions to your problems to someone else? Or are you letting the convenience of someone else and your fear of ruining your relationship with them running the course of your life? All of the pillars talked about in this book, and the ideas might seem overlapping, but the moral is always the same. In today's world, the version of low self-esteem that encompasses of living consciously is doom scrolling. It might also translate as avoidance of talking to other people and having honest conversations. We see often people say that I prefer to just text instead of call, and they forget even to text other people back. and constantly make excuses. And to avoid that, you just need to follow the opposite route. Tell yourself of the consequences. If you lose this chance, there won't be another. If you lose this person, you won't get them back. And not everything is just worth sabotaging. If you persevere, the likelihood that you will succeed is more than that of failure. And seek the truth instead of living in denial. For me, that is just listening to the people around me and taking the feedback that they have of me seriously. And just don't stay stuck in that thing out of the fear of condemnation, because if we fear that, if we fear what others will say about us, we inevitably attract that into our life. If we fear making someone else angry, we are eventually going to make them angry. So the baseline is just follow your mind and your thoughts and the things that you want to do in spite of external pressure. And that comes with self-acceptance. You need to accept yourself as you are, all of your flaws, all of your thoughts and your history, without harboring self-hatred. You might not agree with all of your actions and all of your beliefs that you had in the past, but you need to see them for as they are, or even do it in third person, so that you divorce the notion of conscious responsibility and morals from self-esteem. The healthier the self-esteem, the more likely we are to just treat others with benevolence and respect and goodwill and fairness, because we do not see their success as a threat to our own. If you feel jealousy about certain quality or possessions of other people, you just know that you want that thing in your life and you can achieve it. It is not about your feelings to that person in real life. An indicator of low self-esteem also is just having shame about your actions and having self-rejection, and just you keep on repeating those patterns because you now see yourself as the kind of person who just is that. And your constant inner attacks on yourself keep on breaking your own self-esteem and your character. And that can be changed, because the level of self-esteem that we have in our life is never set. We can all have our ups and downs with it. Every single decision that we make, moral or immoral, good or bad, how we face a challenge, or even the decision to avoid facing one, changes our self-esteem bit by bit. And so you need to just keep on seeking positivity and reinforcing it into you to get that. The third pillar talks about self-responsibility. You need to start by owning your actions, emotions and direction. This does not mean blaming yourself, but rather taking charge and asking yourself questions like, what can I do now? What is my next move? Where am I giving away my power? The low self-esteem version of this is just having a victim mindset and waiting for someone else to come and rescue you. The book also talks about the term self-efficacy. By definition, efficacy is the ability of something like a drug or a medicine to bring about the expected results. And so self-esteem, whether high or low, is a generator of self-fulfilling prophecies. Self-efficacy is having the confidence in your way of thinking and in your ability to learn and to choose and adapt, and that can become your insurance. The book also says that you cannot have too much self-esteem, just like you cannot have too much health, because it is different from being overconfident and arrogant. The baseline here is to replicate processes and not experiences. Let me tell you how that has worked for me. I jumped into the construction of our house not knowing a single thing about how it works. And even starting this YouTube channel, I had no idea how to do any of it. But even if you go back and watch the first video that I have ever made, you will find that I am at least 5%, being generous here, 5% better than when I started. And if I did not know the process, I never would have gotten to a point where I completed those things. And the process just involves being a beginner and failing and sucking at a thing and being judged for everything, and especially being a woman, and to have my knowledge doubted time and time again. But if that is what it takes, I just prove my worth over and over again. And I don't hesitate even if I'm wrong, because it's always you either learn or you win. There is no failure. And the fourth pillar also supports these dialogues as it talks about self-assertiveness. It includes knowing how to honor your own needs, values and wants. And the low self-esteem version of it often includes people pleasing and practicing silence and just quietly harboring resentment. One of the ways I like to break free from this cycle is by saying just whatever's on my mind. And honestly, I always feel more free and more confident that way. If something that you do or say makes me feel uncomfortable or wrong, I will just tell it to you straight. I also just had to learn to take up space when I'm walking and going around and sitting. I just keep my shoulders back now and keep my head up high and take up the space that I need. And I just don't slouch or cover anymore. And it just starts by being intentional about it. And especially for my women, I just want to say that you should never doubt your own knowledge and your experiences. And you should learn to just state them as they are and learn to say no when you feel uncomfortable in situations. I would hate saying no so much when I was younger that I would even sacrifice my health to help others. Now I just listen to myself and my feelings first, and if I don't like it, I don't do it. The fifth pillar is something that all of us need to work on: living purposefully, having goals and acting on them, and not entertaining anything that hinders us. Because your self esteem only grows when you trust yourself to go after purposeful aims. I just recently learned about the concept of flow state, and now I just go after and engage in things that take me there. I just love taking my time, being in my space, and taking on challenges, doing things that I genuinely love. And I've said it before in my I Don't Believe in Manifestation video that the low self esteem version of living purposefully is to live in fantasy, sitting on your luck, just listening to passive motivation videos and not actually applying anything from it. But personally, I can tell you that it wasn't until I started doing things on my own and not just reading about them in theory that I actually started making progress. And no matter how much you hate boring, repetitive tasks, there is actually no other way other than planning, being consistent and persistent to achieve your goals and make progress. And it is exactly as Leila Hermosi said: fuck your feelings, follow the plan. And the last pillar is my favorite: having personal integrity. When you do actions that contradict your own morals and values, your self esteem drops. It feels like a huge betrayal and distrust in yourself, because now you think that you cannot achieve something in your life if you are not cheating, and that it is the only way someone like you can get ahead in your life. I've always emphasized the importance of having morals and righteousness in your life on this channel, but a huge part of that for me was just keeping my promises to myself. I have always just said this to myself ever since I was younger, that no matter what, I should be able to look into my own eyes in the mirror, and I should be able to sleep peacefully at night knowing that I have not done anyone wrong. And the thing is, I always honor all of the promises that I make to myself. If I need something done, I just write it down and I'll check it again and again if I have achieved that thing or not. And so, whatever morality looks like for you, we all know deep down what's actually the right thing to do and what really matters, and just follow that so your self esteem isn't shaken up by shame or guilt that other people try to put onto you. And that is all about what I have learned from the book. But here are some ways in which I am going to implement these learnings onto my life. The number one is I'm going to have daily structure. I already love following just schedules and plans and doing things by a checklist. And one thing that I'm working on right now is to keep my own deadlines. I've talked about it before, having fake deadlines, but I actually want to start implementing it more and to get more from it, and to keep my deadlines with everything that I have promised myself. The second point is I'm trying to take my ambitions more seriously. I'm even more persistent about saying no to things that don't align with my ambitions and goals. And I'm not taking on random tasks and random things to do when I want to actually make progress. The third point is doing everything that I've said I'd do, even following that for the smallest of things. And the fourth point is just saying no to distractions like my phone, social media, or K dramas. But as it always is, things are always easier said than done. And when you are in survival mode or have mental burdens, maybe self esteem isn't the first thing on your mind. So, first try and get yourself help in those areas. I suggest you try therapy or journal and pray or reach out to your friends and family. And I know you will get through the things that you're going through, because even if no one else does, You believe in you. And with that, I urge you to state your thoughts about this topic, and if you have read the book, what you learned from it and what you actually liked from it in the comments down below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I'll see you next week.